In this segment, we're going to go over the Chapter 3 homework. So let's take a look. In our textbook, we will find that on page, I think it was 160. Yeah, problem number 5. Problem number 5. So this one is really long. I really didn't mean for you guys to do a long one. We are not doing the second month. That is optional. We're only doing month number 1, which is May. So this is not the full thing. There was nothing shorter for us to use, so we're not doing the June section of this. Okay. So here's the problem. Leon Stoker opened up a repair service. During that month, he completed the following transactions. So we have the May transactions. And from that, they want us to prepare, number 1, the journal entries for May. And we're going to record them into the journal. Then we're going to do number 2, which is post them to the ledger. And then we're going to go to number 3, which is recording the adjusting entries. So there appears to only be 3 adjusting entries. And then from there, we're going to post them to the ledger. So number 3 is 2 steps. Record them to the journal, post them to the ledger. And then number 4 says, from the accounts in the ledger, prepare the adjusted trial balance. So that's what you want to do, is prepare the adjusted trial balance. Then for number 5, we're going to use that adjusted trial balance to create the income statement, statement of owner's equity, and the balance sheet. And then number 6, we'll do that one. We're going to record the closing entries to the journal and post them to the ledger. And then we're going to prepare the post-closing trial balance. And so we're stopping at number 7. We're not doing past number 7. All right, so let's take a look at our Excel document. It's quite long because of all of the steps that we have to do, but don't become overwhelmed because remember some of the steps we're not doing. We're not doing a second month. So we're only doing May, and then we're going to, after record them to the journal, we'll post them to the ledger. And so that's what we see further down. So you're going to do quite a bit of scrolling. I have no control over that. So here's the ledgers. They're listed in the proper order. All right. And they already done the hard work to identify what is going to be closing or adjustments. So that's really nice of them, isn't it? All right, so let's take a look. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm going to cherry pick. Since I've already demonstrated how to record the transactions to the journal, I'm not going to do number 1. But I can show you what it will look like if you've done it successfully. So here we have the May journal entries recorded into the journal. So that's what you have there. After you record them to the journal, you're going to post them to the ledger. Now be mindful, the ledger at this time that I'm showing you has everything in it. So if we were doing this step by step, you would not see as much information. But I can show you here the cash. This is what you're going to end with at the end of step number 1, requirement number 1. All right. So then the next step, they want you to record the adjusting entries to the journal. So what does that look like? So we're going to do the adjusting entries. So this section here, all of this are your adjusting entries. Remember, there was only 3. 1 for insurance, 1 for supplies, and then 1 for depreciation. So this is what your 3 adjusting entries would look like. So after I record them to the journal, I'm going to post them to the ledger. And so here you can see it's not going to impact every account in the ledger, just the ones that are specifically associated with the adjustment. So here's one. Prepaid insurance was adjusted, and notice it shows that. Item description, it has adjustment, and it shows the 2 adjustments that were made to prepaid insurance. Notice that there are no adjustments done to cash because cash is never needs adjustment like these other accounts do. Not in the same way, I should say. It is not adjusted in the same way as these accounts are. We also see one for the repair supplies. That's another account that got adjusted. Okay, so let's say we've successfully completed that. So step number 3 is done. We've recorded them to the journal, posted them to the ledger. Now what we need to do is number 4, from the accounts in the ledger, prepare an adjusted trial balance. So the adjusted trial balance here we go. That's our adjusted trial balance. Remember, the adjusted trial balance really is just the ending balances of all of my accounts after I have posted the adjusting entries. All right, after I've posted the adjusting entries to the ledger. So then, the next thing they want us to do is to create the income statement, statement of owner's equity, and the balance sheet using the adjusted trial balance. All right. So using this adjusted trial balance, we use the ending balances to create the income statement. So here we can see the income statement, the statement of owner's equity, and let's just look at those two. So here's the income statement. Then here's our statement of owner's equity. Again, this information is coming to you from the textbook. There's plenty of illustrations there that you can use to guide you with this. You're not needing to do anything over the top. Remember the accounts that are listed there. The balances or the values that are listed here come directly from the adjusted trial balance. All right. So then the next thing, the next financial statement we create is the balance sheet. So we can see that depicted here. All right. Then the next thing they want us to do is number 6, prepare. So we're going to record the closing entries to the journal and post them to the ledger. So let's take a look. Here's your, where are my closing entries at? Here they are. So here's my closing entries. Remember there's 4 of them. So I record them. I close out my revenue accounts first. I close out my expense accounts second. I then close out income summary third. And then I close out my withdrawals second, which is another word for dividends. So those are journal entries there. Again, this comes from the textbook. So after that, I need to post these to the ledger so I can show you this account was closed out, capital account. That's one of the accounts that gets closed. Another account that's impacted by those closing entries is the withdrawals and the summary. I can show you that. So notice the ending balances on those accounts are 0. All of the temporary accounts are closed. So that includes revenue and all of the expense accounts. So notice they all have 0, 0, 0. All these expense accounts, 0, 0, 0. All right, so that is following step number 6. And the last one is prepare the post-closing trial balance. Remember, now that we have a bunch of 0 balances in the ledger, only those accounts that are considered permanent, not the temporary accounts, are listed on the post-closing. So here is our post-closing trial balance. So notice no expenses are listed on this trial balance, no revenue, no withdrawals, no income summary. Those accounts are not listed on the post-closing trial balance. All right, and so that ends the homework for chapter 4. So I hope that you find this helpful. Again, if you have any questions, you can contact me.